I know because of what kind of character we have in this locker room, you're going to be sensational tonight. I know that you're going to leave 40 minutes out on the floor for each other. And I know as we react to this game, it's going to be all about positivity. This game is about us. Don't kid yourself. This game is about us, and it's about having great energy, great positivity for each other for 40 minutes. Go out and get what is yours. All right?
Let's go! I'm ready!
My name is Susan Hood, and I brought a good friend with me to the game tonight, Chaz Packin, who is a die-hard Maryland fan.
We had no idea that Sue was inviting him to this game. He called us on our cell phones. We happened to be out. He was beyond excited. He said, Miss Sue just called, and I was invited to the Maryland-Duke game, the women's game, next Thursday night. He goes, I'm so excited. So we were like, wow, what a great opportunity. Chaz's condition is cerebral palsy due to being born premature. They told us Chaz would never walk, Chaz would never talk. I always looked at the doctors and said never is a strong word. But Chaz has gone above and beyond a lot of those things.
And his record here in the Comcast Center is 1,000%. Every game he comes to, they win. So he thinks he's a good luck charm. He knows a lot about basketball, and he's an awesome kid.
M-A-R-Y-L-A-N-D, Maryland will win!
Chaz's love for Maryland comes from probably watching his dad do backflips over a couch, watching Duke and Maryland play basketball games in the spring. He knew I went to University of Maryland. I'm a graduate from there. A huge fan. He follows girls basketball, men's football, lacrosse, girls soccer, men's soccer, you name it. He follows it all and somehow has the memory and capacity to memorize all the names of each team. That his goal is to become a sportscaster and do something in the sports world.
Let's go, Maryland! Stolen by Duke. Blocked by Trequan. Frenchie with the block.
Who?
Frenchie. That's her nickname. Mincy hits the jumper. Laura Mincy.
One time, Cloud. One time, Cloud.
Natasha Cloud for three. A steal. Frenchie. Barrett.
One time, Cloud.
Rogers! No! Rebound! Barrett for three! Yes!
We never wanted to limit Chaz in anything he did as a child growing up. And Chaz said, you know, sign-ups are for football today. Can you get me signed up? I'm ready to play. It was very hard as a parent to sit down with him and say, hey, you know, I don't want to limit you, Chaz, in anything you do in life. However, I don't want you to do something that could hurt you.
Terps up double digits. It's a 10-point lead.
And it was a very heart-wrenching time for both of us. He was crying, and I ended up crying. We're in the pool hugging each other.
Inside to Kaiser. She got it. This is awesome.
He just submerged himself into sports, being not able to physically play them, but the love he has and the passion he has it's amazing.
Woo! The Terps on an 8-0 run.
He got to meet several players from the men's team.
The guys come to the games. They always do.
There they all are in the front row over there. See them?
There's
Jordan Williams. Oh, we're going to have to go over and say hi. You want to go over?
Yes. Nice to meet you.
This is Chaz. This is Chaz.
Nice to meet you.
All right, Chaz.
Gonna have to tell my dad about meeting Keyshawn and Cliff.
I love it.
That was cool.
And that's a nice picture for you to put on your Facebook wall. Nice.
Yeah!
Chaz is very energetic. And there are times, sometimes here, where he gets so loud.
Go back to Durham! Take that, Duke!
And you're like, wow, Chaz, you need to calm down a little bit.
I'm Fred Reed, Essence Townsend's father. I had a great time talking to Chaz all night. Me and him was clapping, giving high fives all night. We really had a great time. You know, he's a beautiful kid. He is like one of the top fans for the Terps. He really made the day great.
You know, when I woke up this morning, you know, I asked Tyler what today was, you know, thinking that, you know, I had prepped him enough about it being their birthday. And he woke up and he said, "You guys played Duke today?" Thank you, fans, for all your support. You were the sixth man tonight and you were the difference for us. You know, no thought whatsoever about his birthday, just all about us playing Duke. And seems only appropriate 3 years ago on their birthday. Got a tremendous win down at Duke, and then you circle back 3 years later to be able to get a dominating, convincing win today against them on our home court. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better birthday present for Marcus and Tyler. It's become kind of a nice tradition after big wins. They look for me to do something pretty exciting. So, you know, we knew that they were kind of scheming in the locker room of what I was going to do. I didn't expect that they were going to do anything.
And we're going to scream, and we're going to scare Coach B, because she always comes in and screams at us. So we're going to scream at her.
But we wanted to be one up as a coaching staff. So great team effort by my coaches. They were the one to come up with the idea of me taking my jacket off and, you know, just having fun, enjoying the moment together.
Nice to meet you, Dara. Good game tonight.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Deandra. Nice to meet you, Coach Freeze.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome game tonight.
Heard you're a big fan.
Yes, I am a diehard
That's awesome. What'd you think
men's
of the game?
and women's
What'd you
fan.
think of the game tonight?
Awesome.
Was it awesome?
Anytime we beat Duke, it's awesome.
Right, exactly. That's awesome.
Maryland Maryland will win!
At halftime, it was a recognition of the 1978 women's team. First ACC champions in women's basketball, first ACC tournament. And we got our rings 30-some years later, but hey, it was all good. So the design is, the top is the logo that we used in our programs. You know, 33 years ago, that was the logo. And we have inaugural ACC champions on the top. My family helped me with the design, and they're artists, so they're really good with that.
This is me. 30 years and 80 pounds ago. My niece and her husband still live down in North Carolina, and they came up just because this was such an important occasion to me. She said, hey, you know, how can we not be there to, you know, for when you're being honored for something that you accomplished.
They were announcing her. I was very proud to take a picture of her. This is, you know, 30 years, and they're all being reunited, so it's been great.
To me, it shows that Maryland is just a class act, and they take care of things better late than never. So it was an honor.
You know, I think one of the big differences now when we see the young women at the game and the young girls at the game is that they have role models. They have female role models. So that's probably the biggest change, and it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see the number of men that are in the arena rooting, because it was pretty much our dads, you know.
Yes.
Definitely
mine.
Right.
You know, when we played, you know, if we had 200 or 300 people in Cole, we were excited. But you know, walking in here was like, it's almost overwhelming to think that all these people are coming out to watch women's basketball.
The camaraderie, I don't think you'll ever beat the team that we had. But as far as luxury, I told them today, in order for us to have a pink outfit to support breast cancer, we would have had to wash our red and white uniforms together in hot water to get that. So we've come a long way.
I just want to thank all of you as alum, and specifically our 1978 team that's here today. You really paved the way for Maryland. You know, our players don't know what it means to go take a van, you know, 8 hours for a road trip.
I'm Facebook friends with Brenda Frese, and I saw that one day that the team was eating lobster, and I was thinking back to the peanut butter and jelly days and going, bologna and cheese, lobster, yeah, okay.
Best move I ever made as a professional anything was when we started scholarships at Maryland.
I was very fortunate. I was one of the 2 who got the first scholarships at University of Maryland, and it was an honor. Today I run a juvenile detention facility, so yeah, it's opened a lot of doors that wouldn't have been open for me otherwise.
Signed by our future pro.
They were just like so excited, and I can't believe this, how many shoes you got in, and then you got showers and bathrooms, and it's so big.
And we changed, I think, in the ladies' room.
It's a lot of women to have to get through the bathroom, get showered, get their hair dried.
And compared to what they were in, it was like a little box of a locker room.
Oh, it's nice. I don't think I would care to have my picture above my locker, personally, but it's beautiful.
You know, our players, you know, do appreciate, you know, how hard you've worked, you know, make Maryland, you know, the national name that it is.
We all feel as though, you know, we paved the way for all these kids. But, you know, it just makes us, warms our hearts to know that, you know, we helped them get to this point.
You know, they really follow us and they know the game. And Lynetta's usually not lost for words, but this lady just seemed to get it, and the passion she had for our team and helping us out was amazing. She really gave us a great pep talk.
That girl from UConn that shoot all the time? Yeah, I would just take her. You ain't gonna get nothing.
And I'm like, that's gonna be me, and you know, and when I'm 50, 60 years old, I'm gonna be coming back to all these young kids telling them, hey, this is how we did it in my day. I got some pointers for you. I know I'm old, but I know what I'm talking about. It was great at the end. Lynetta was kind of lost for words, and all she could say was thank you.
Definitely good for us too, so good. Just coming back and the support and the legacy that y'all left here for us, and hear y'all stories and just how far the program's come is definitely good for us. So this is good seeing, it's a good feeling being here.
It was great to see all of them. Girls that I played basketball with 30 years ago. I just had a blast. It was a wonderful experience.
Now we're just kind of setting up. My name is Heather Ariana. I'm the Associate Director of the Academic Support and Career Development Unit, and I'm the Academic Coordinator for the women's basketball team. A road trip is difficult for the girls because a lot of people think, oh, they're just hanging out in hotels and, you know, watching TV and sleeping all day, or they're out doing this and that and the other thing, but really it's very structured. What they have to do is, you know, we get into usually the hotel late.
What time is it?
It's too late. I'll tell you right now. 10:07.
We have dinner. They'll have stretching with Kyle, and then maybe some film. We'll get up the next morning. We have breakfast, and then they go to shoot around. And then they're still in game mode. They're not really in study mode.
We're out of our element. You know, I gotta find a way to refocus.
But usually we have a good 2 hours on the road of study hall and just trying to get them focused and get work submitted. Sometimes I'm administering quizzes or, you know, a test on the road if a teacher lets me bring a test with me. Just getting work done, getting reading done, and then you have to turn around as soon as we're done with study hall, get them back in game mode again.
It's a lot of catching up to do, so you have to be on your syllabus. You have to be on the schedule for everything. Like if you slip up, you're going to be behind because you're missing that class, so it's up to you to take the responsibility to go over that stuff that you missed in class.
You got to, you know, communicate with the professors, you know, to ask them what are we doing, you know, what's coming up. And I think sometimes it get kind of hectic because we do travel a lot. I remember we came from Miami. We got home, got off the bus maybe like 2 a.m. and I had to get up at 8 o'clock. Let alone when I got to my room, I could not go to sleep. So I had to, you know, let an hour go by, which I went to bed at 3 and I had to get up at 8. So it was a tough day for me. I was really tired.
Getting used to it at first, it was pretty hard because I really didn't know how to manage my time. And I seen that the freshmen, we it seemed like we had more work, more catching up to do. So I think we pretty much adjusted from the beginning of the season till now.
They're not used to doing study table. They're not used to having a tutor. They're not used to having me keep track of everything. Tasha, you got American Studies worksheet, do you?
Yeah. Like when she says you have to follow your directions precisely, it's like she gives you a rubric of how it has to be done and she wants it followed like to the letter. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna read it when you're done before I handed it. Okay, yeah. You're awesome.
Well, having me be on top of them about everything. Hey, did you read chapter 7 and what'd you get out of it? What were the main ideas of that chapter? You know, they're kind of like, why are you doing this? I'm a good student. I can handle it. Yeah, you're a good student, but we're gonna be gone for a week during tournament time, and I want to make sure that when we get back, you still have all this information in your head, because that could be 4 games in 4 days.
It takes my mind off of basketball. Like, it kind of gives me like another world to go into aside from basketball. I mean, we're there to play basketball and to get a win, but study hall is like an hour and a half. It gives me, you know, to put something else on my mind other than we need to do this, we need to do that.
Oh, you think you're smart now that you're an honor roll student, huh?
Tiana is a criminology and criminal justice major. She's actually just declared this past semester. She wants to work for one of the federal agencies. She's going to do an internship this summer with the Secret Service. That's her passion. That's why part of the reason she came to Maryland was because we have such a highly ranked criminology department. I think I do see their frustrations a lot of times. They come up right after practice. I mean, sometimes they'll come up in their, their practice clothes and everything. They're all sweaty, and a couple of the freshmen have nicknamed me Winnie. We all have a nickname. I'm actually Winnie for Winnie the Pooh, because they said I always have a hug and a kind word and a smile, and sometimes treats for them. But we try to make it fun too. I know when they've had enough. I know when it's time to say, you know what, you guys, we're done. You know, let's finish up, we're done. It really is a family. I mean, really is a family atmosphere. When Brenda says that, it really is. And we harp on that a lot in recruiting, because it is a family. We want the right people to come and join our family. And I just think that having us all there, supporting them, I mean, the coaches will come up to study hall sometimes and just check in, and they'll come in and talk to me and say, hey, you know, what's going on with so-and-so? I've noticed that she's been a little down. And, you know, if it's something that I can share, then I'll share with them. Oh, you know, she's got a really busy week academically, or, hey, you know, that test didn't go as well as we thought it was going to go. So I just think it's a matter of being a family and just able to support them in all aspects. It's like having another 14 daughters. And, you know, I'm able to spend time with them and really get to know them as people and watch them grow.
So basically we took this whole flight. We're flying down to Miami. So me and Alicia are like, all right, let's have some fun with Sequoia. So I'm sitting across from Alicia all the way in the back, and Sequoia is sitting in front of Alicia. So Alicia decides to hit Sequoia's light and turn it off as she was reading.
I mean, me and Dara, we're in the back just laughing.
So Sequoia goes, oh, it's just a mishap. She goes to turn it back on.
And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I was actually getting parts of that. What is going on? I have a voodoo light.
At first she thought the people in the back, the flight attendants, were actually playing a joke on her.
I should tell the attendants about this. Excuse me? We have an issue in row 27?
So we look back and they have no idea what's going on. They're reading their papers, they're not paying attention. So she checks that off, that's not it.
Clowned by a light fixture on a plane. How embarrassing.
And like one time, she would like clap. She would think it's like a clap-on light.
like a clap on to see if the light was coming on.
You clapped the other time, so it's really clever. You've never clapped before.
And she was just very loud, so everybody was just telling her to be quiet because everybody was trying to sleep.
It does whatever it wants. It turns off whenever it wants.
I've been watching it.
It won't respond to my claps.
That's obviously not working. Checks that off.
It just goes off. Maybe it's when I'm reading.
And then later on, when I kept doing it, she'll start counting it. 4, 5,
6, 7. It's like solid 7 and a half.
10. It's
solid 7 and a half. Oh, you're 7? I think you were 7.
I was at 8.
Oh, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she goes to look, and me and Alicia are both looking at each other, cracking up, because we know it's not going to come back on.
Okay, definitely got 7.
So then I had reached over, and then I cut on hers and Sam's light.
I got that on tape. I just got that on tape. I looked over and saw lights go on. No, I got it, guys.
Nothing's not right, guys.
No, it's the world.
Sam.
Oh, good thing we're landing.
See your light? Just come on. Did you touch the light? Did I touch the light? No lights were touched.
Good thing we're
landing. Oh, mine did too.
Oh, finally we went down to It's a Spirit. So earlier in the season, we went to Tasha's house, and there's apparently a ghost haunting her house. And we said, Sequoia, the ghost, it's followed you back to the plane, and it's playing with your light. Your seat's haunted. So we got a really good laugh out of it.
Or ghost. I think it's a ghost.
I think the ghost from Tasha's house is the best hypothesis so far. Sorry about it. Yeah, way to go,
It's most
Tash.
likely Natasha's fault. She brought this upon her team.
Sequoia don't know right now to this day that it was me, did it all along.
From my knowledge, she still doesn't know. She was still freaked out when we got off the plane. Like, she was telling everybody not to sit in that seat because, you know, it's haunted or your light's all messed up, so it was pretty funny. Hey Sequoia, it's your teammate Dara. Just want to let you know that on the flight to Miami, me and Alicia punked you. We are not sorry. It was great. It was funny. You're not haunted by a ghost. It's just me and Alicia. Gotcha.
Did you see me go back up? We're here. Let's get out of here.